Welcome back to another episode of the 161 Report series recap. I'm Bobby, that's Kyle, and the Yankees won the AL East, and Aaron Judge did something pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a huge series. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect. They won two out of three, like we had said. No big deal.
Hmm.
Good job, good job. But there were, like you said, this was probably like the most headline headlining series, I guess, if you want to say that. But it was just a really good series for the Yankees and good little momentum push again as we creep towards the end of the regular season. So let's dive into the series.
Yeah,
Game one. Get this out of the way.
hmm,
Severino started.
yeah,
Still on a pitch count, obviously. Only pitched 4 innings, somewhere 70 something pitches. But he looked okay. I'm okay
hmm,
with it. Not as dominant as he had been start previously, but it's I like him on the mound.
yeah. I totally agree. Sevy has been our guy for quite some time now. We're always rooting for him to get back on the mound, and he pitched 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Um, I'm not too concerned with Sevy right now. If they want to put a pitch count on him, fine. I want him ready for October. He needs to be ready for October. It was obviously pretty concerning when he got put on the 60-day IL. Um, but pretty much whatever he does from here on out, I'm not going to be too concerned about. I just want him ready for October.
Exactly. Yeah. And we know how Sevy could be when he's on and when he's himself. He's really another ace out there for us. So,
People do seem to forget that before the days of Garrett Cole, he was the ace. I mean, he was our guy. He came up and he took the league by storm. I mean, he was he was once a very dominant pitcher, and we're really hoping that battling through all these injuries in recent years that he can get back to where he was.
yeah, that would be amazing for the postseason, especially.
Yes.
But yeah. So, any the
Hmm.
Yankees don't win the game.
No.
But
No,
it's
and it
um,
yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't a great game by any means. I mean, Glaber had a sac fly. He stays hot, Glaber. And then IKF just casually hits a 400-foot home run. I thought that was kind of crazy. We all thought Judge would be the one to do it, but hey, IKF.
yeah, I don't know where that came from. The balls clearly had to be juiced for judges at bat or something, and they accidentally gave them to IKFs.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, it was cool. Like as much as we talk shit about IKF, like it makes me happy to see him succeed. Like more than the average Yankee. It's like cool. Like
Hmm.
he's kind of sticking it to like all the Yankee fans, including myself, who have like said stuff about
Hmm.
him. But it's cool. I
I
like when he does stuff like that.
I love to be proved wrong. I
Yeah.
really do. And when Derek Jeter said a few weeks ago that when the Yankee fans boo, they're actually wanting to cheer, and it's so true. Like when these guys who we constantly bash over and over again, like Aaron Hicks, it's awesome to see them get back into the groove of things. That's what we want. Like we obviously don't want these guys going out there and shit in the bed every single game. I
Yeah.
mean, we want them to do well. And with a guy like IKF who has been getting so much negativity ever since the start of the season. I mean, it's nice to see him trying to get back into the groove of things. And with him doing it, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely cool. But yeah, other than that, so goes into extra ends up going to extra innings. Fast forward, Yankees don't score. Didn't something stupid happen? Now that I'm thinking about it, probably. I
I
don't
mean,
remember now. Or am I just making something up? Something
I'm
else.
not sure. I'm not sure if anything like really significant happened. Clark Schmidt just
Oh, I
Didn't
meant
really
for
look
us in the
good.
top of the 10th,
Oh, okay.
like why we didn't score.
For
Oh,
some, yeah, go ahead.
it was first and second,
Mhm.
and they walked. Judge came up, and they walked him to make it bases loaded to face Rizzo, which
That
I
was
thought
it.
was a
And
crazy move.
I believe he grounded into DP. Is
Or
that what it
yeah, I
was?
think there were two. I think there were two outs at the time. Anyway,
Okay.
like so he just grounded out. But
So yeah, it was obviously very underwhelming. And then bringing Clark Schmidt in that situation, I didn't feel good about it. Like at all. Um, and then of course we lost the game in Vlad's house. Uh, thought that was a little bit too much out of him, but hey, props to him. He got the job done. So if he wants to talk, then so be it.
yeah, if he wanted to be if he wanted that to be his house for Friday or no, that's not was Friday, the first game, whatever night it was that
Yeah.
night, then so be it. But it was the Yankees house the next two nights, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it was, especially the night after. I mean, coming off a loss in Vlad's house and then him being nice enough, as Michael Kay said, to let the Yankees clinch the AL East in his house. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great call by Michael Kay. I was laughing about that, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Love that.
yeah, I he seems to do that a lot. Like
He
not
does, and I love it.
dig at whoever comment, whatever the viral stuff going on in the baseball
Mhm.
world against the Yankees. But
Yeah.
he's definitely in tune with all of that, which is awesome. But
Yeah. Yeah.
game two, obviously they win. And
Hmm.
that was backed by an awesome performance by Jamison Tyone. Seven and a third, two earned runs, six strikeouts. He looked like we've said this multiple times, or he'll have these starts randomly throughout the year where he just looks unhittable. He just looks unhittable.
It this performance reminded me of last year when the Yankees ended up clinching the wild card. Um, they needed something, and Tyone was scheduled. He was coming off that ankle injury, and he went out and he gave the Yankees, I believe it was either 4 or 5 innings. He couldn't go long because he's coming off the ankle injury, and he shoved just like just like in game two of this series. I mean, he did I feel confident about it? No. Uh, Especially giving up that leadoff home run to George Springer.
Yeah, of course.
I thought that was like my heart dropped, and coming off the loss the night before, it worried me a lot, but he settled down and he looked great. Like that was definitely the story of that game, at least from the performance side.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we could get that, hold on. Would he be in your playoff rotation as of right now?
Yes,
Definitely, right? Well,
I think
oh
so.
yeah, because Frankie
Yeah.
too. I forgot about that. But if he
I
was in the rotation, would you
mhm.
have him? Who would you have over those two in the postseason?
So obviously Cole,
Nestor
Nestor,
and
and then Sevi, I would go three. Four, I would go JMO, and five, I would go Frankie.
yeah.
As of
Realistically,
right
I'd
now.
probably go like Domingo Herman five
See,
over Frankie.
I'm glad you brought up Herman because he has proved that he deserves to be on that roster. I mean, I truly do think so. He came in for Nestor, I believe, when he went down on the IL and he took over his starts for a little while, and he looked great. I think he had like two bad starts. One was his first against Houston, and the second was a mix-up match in there somewhere. But we also forget that Herman went up against that potent Mets lineup against Scherzer, and he held his own. So I mean, Frankie obviously has not had time to adjust into New York very well. He's obviously on the IL right now. Um, he is scheduled to come back, I believe, against Texas. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I think JMO would definitely be on my list, in my rotation.
Yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
performance by him.
Hmm.
Glaber, standout performances by Glaber, of course, continuing his,
He went off this game.
yeah, 3 hits. And then Higgy,
Oh yeah.
also 3 hits.
Yeah, that was kind of that was unexpected but pleasant nonetheless.
When I feel like he goes off against the Blue Jays. I feel like he's had multiple games where he's had,
Back at the stadium last year, he had 3 home runs in one game against the Blue
yeah,
Jays.
that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. But
Yeah.
I thought it was the Blue Jays, but I didn't want to say because I wasn't 100% sure. But I
Hmm.
just remember him, like, even other than that, just killing the Blue Jays. But
Hmm. And he seems to do the same against the Mets too,
yeah, it's
for some reason.
but
I
then against anyone else,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But
Yeah, yeah, Aaron Hicks also want to give a shout out to him. He played pretty decently this series.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good for
He
him.
had an RBI double in this game as well. So,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that wasn't the Judge game. Moving on to
Mm-mm.
game three. This,
This one was There was something about this game even before it started. I was making the lineup for it, and I felt something was gonna happen. I just it's been way too long for Judge. Obviously, he hit his 60th, and then we thought that, oh my God, he's gonna do it, And I believe there was like what 17, 18 games left at when he hit 60.
yeah, somewhere around
It
there.
was around there. I know it was definitely in the teens, and he just went on this cold, like, see, he
Cold
didn't
for
go on
him.
a cold.
He went on a
He didn't.
homerless streak. That's the
Yeah,
only
we'll,
way
we'll
to put it.
go we'll go homerless because there's no way I am ever going to say that Aaron Judge went on a cold streak. But yeah, I don't know, I felt something before this game started, and I thought he was going to do it. And that's exactly what happened.
That was so, so
This
cool.
Yeah, so okay, before we get into the history made by number 99, let's just, like, recap a little bit. JD and Peraza, um they were, I believe, was back-to-back RBI singles. And Peraza, shout out to him, first MLB RBI of his career.
From the cleanup
Pretty good.
spot.
Yeah, from the cleanup spot. This was that I thought was crazy to me.
Shout out Anthony
um
Rizzo.
yes, yeah, this lineup that dropped, it was like completely wacky. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think of it, but ended up working out really well.
Well,
But
well, because it was, that Rizzo made the lineup, right?
correct, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I thought, I don't know. Yeah, that we'll get more into, but
Okay.
yeah, I thought that was an amazing experience there. But Marwin came up with a sac fly. Danny Jansen, of course, this is the whole Garrett Cole thing. Oh, yes, Garrett Cole did start this game. Danny Jansen, do you really think he's going to beat your ace? No, you don't normally think that, but he hit a solo shot off Cole. Bo Bichette, and then this is where, like, not the unraveling, but like the uneasiness of Cole set in this inning. Bo Bichette hit an infield single to make it 3-2. This was still with the Yankees lead, and then Garrett Cole balked. I'm sure you've seen that. He looked rattled out there, and when he served up that bulk, I was like, it was so tough to watch because he knew it too.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, he was beating himself up, and then it kind of continued. Vlad hit a sac fly, tied up the game, and then, of course, the inning rolls over, and then that is when Aaron Judge hit number 61.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yes, so I know he hasn't broken 61 yet. This is just 61, but like we've said multiple times, I know you've been a big, like, preacher of this. Like,
Hmm.
61 is such a special number to Yankee history, and more like you also, just because of how much you love the movie.
Yeah.
But for him to reach this mark is, it's insane. It really is ridiculous
It's
to think about.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I think what's going to happen here, kind of like foreshadowing a little bit for the rest of the season. Um, I think 61 would like is harder to hit than 62. I think just the aura around it, the hype around it, just everything. And then of course you have Roger Maris' sons sitting in the stands and your mother right next to him. You know, that's a big deal. And we've talked about how cool, calm, and collective that Aaron Judge has been this entire season. Like he is a natural born leader. He never lets anything affect him. But I think it was. I think it was starting to get to him a little bit, especially at Yankee Stadium. He was, you know, I mean, right before the pitch was thrown, it was silent. I can't even tell you. I mean, 2020 was the last time I heard that stadium silent. And it was like, you know, I think everything just kind of got to him a little bit. And then kind of like, you know, collecting himself a little bit on the travel day up to Toronto, I think helped him out a bit. And not being in front of that home Yankee crowd to
Yeah.
get 61. You know, it's pretty much the monkey's off his back now, and now it's time to go. And I think that's what's gonna happen.
It was just amazing to see him finally do it just because like he was cold for his season. He
Yeah.
wasn't cold. He was still hitting good, but
Hmm.
it was just
Yeah.
like when he got it, it was just like he showed some emotion more than he usually does after he
Hmm.
realized he got it too, which is pretty cool. Then the Yankee team coming out of the dugout. It was just a really cool moment that like we're gonna remember as Yankee fans and for the rest of our life.
Yep. Every single Yankee fan will remember where they were when tied Maris. And I think it's just like not even just as a Yankee fan either, just as a baseball fan to witness the amount of history going on this season. You got Miguel Cabrera hitting his 3,000th home run hit. Um, Albert Pujols was 700 the other day, and now Judge was 61. Like, I I definitely don't take this season for granted as a baseball fan, but I think it's just it touches home a little bit more when it's a Yankee doing it.
Right.
Aaron Judge, you know, tying the record of Roger Maris. I also think this was a little crazy. Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 1961. 61 years later, Aaron Judge hits number 61. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there a little bit. Just the that 61 number. It's very special to Yankee fans and
Yeah.
yeah.
Has any Yankee ever worn number 61? I
Ooh,
wonder.
that's a good one. I cuz it's like I don't That's actually a really, really good question. I like that a lot.
I
It
wonder.
was probably if there was, it was probably some guy that they called up like Ryan Weber, gave him the number, and then DFA'd him. The
There has to be someone.
Yeah, because I don't know that it definitely rings a bell. And I feel like I should know it,
I
but
know me too. That's why I feel this.
yeah.
We definitely should know this.
Yeah, I'm almost positive there had to be at least one player in Yankee history to wear that jersey.
I'm finding it now. Hold on. Oh God. Okay, there have been 32 Yankees to wear 61, so
Okay, all right. Who was the latest to wear one?
two of them pitched in 2022.
Really? Come on.
Wow.
Okay.
I forgot this guy
Wow.
pitched for the Yankees this year.
Wow, that makes me
No, it's
hate
really bad.
myself.
Shane
Wow.
Green wore 61,
Okay, yeah, I remember him being called up for a game or two. And
and then
who's the other?
Anthony Banda.
Oh,
So it's
dude,
okay.
they probably pitched 3 innings combined.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's
I'm not
okay.
gonna hold yeah, I'm not gonna hold myself accountable for that.
Justice Sheffield wore it in 2018. Ben Heller
Oh,
wore
okay.
it. Shane Green also wore it in his last.
Yeah, I remember the Yankees picking up Shane Green,
Yeah,
and he was a former Yankee before then. So
yeah.
yeah, I
Dylan
don't know.
Betances wore it in 2013.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Strange. But yes,
He was always 68 to me, but
yeah.
okay.
I
Yeah.
guess when he
Hmm.
first came up or something. I don't know. But
Must have
interesting.
been.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
thought of that. I didn't know if that would be cool if the Yankees were like, oh, maybe this is a special number in Yankees.
Oh, and what? And add another retired number?
Imagine something stupid like that. But I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No,
Judge's home
definitely
run.
not. Yeah.
That was amazing. It was just a
Yeah.
very, very cool moment.
Yeah, it was it just adds to the incredible season. And I don't think either of us can sit here and talk more about Aaron Judge. There's only so much you can talk about. I mean, he's unbelievable. And all I can say is appreciate what you're watching because I don't know when you're ever gonna see this again. It's gonna be a very long time until you do. And it's not finished yet. We still got 7 games to go. We got 3 coming up against Baltimore and then 4 against Texas.
Never know.
It's you never know. There's yeah, he could just keep it going and going.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah, so the important thing in this series was that I think the most important was the fact that the Yankees clinched the AL East.
Yeah,
I thought this was a big step towards obviously October baseball and clinching that home field advantage and the bye was like much needed for this team.
yeah,
You did not want to just end up with the wild card, which actually scared me a couple weeks ago in that August drought. When they were only up by, I believe it was a game and a half. That was the closest the division's been, but they didn't give it up and they held off and they've had first place since mid-April.
yeah.
So
It's insane to think about.
it is with all the highs and lows of this season. Well, see, I shouldn't say a lot of lows because it was pretty much
Just one
August and
month.
then
Yeah,
that was pretty much it. I mean, but it just I think it feels more just because of all the injuries that we've had to overcome um and adapt to. But
exactly.
yeah, I do think that the the most important thing was that they clinched the AL East
Yeah,
and now they can just kind of coast into the postseason
exactly.
and rest and make sure your guys are rested up. I mean, if you're gonna throw out wonky lineups for the rest of the season, so be it, whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah. And before we get too much into the next topic, I do want to shout out the bullpen here. The bullpen in this Toronto series, I don't think anybody realized was as good as what it really was. Um, in this series, right? So the entire bullpen did not let up a single earned run.
wow.
That's kind of crazy, especially with what's been happening as of late to this bullpen.
Yeah,
I thought it was like I actually just realized before we started recording, and it kind of blew my mind.
it's it's insane because I was at least the recent Yankees skid that they've been on, even with them winning
Mhm.
during their winning streak as well. It seems this has been seemed to happen way too often. Pitcher throws a decent game, Yankees have the lead. Then once the bullpen comes in, they like tie it or they go
It's
up by
never
one.
easy.
Then the Yankees come back and win. The
Yeah.
pitcher has been, other than this series, it seems like the starting pitching has been getting screwed more often than not. And then
Well,
the
yeah,
Yankees have to
and
come back and win.
yeah, I remember we were talking about this and we made the graphic for our Instagram page of our trust tree for the bullpen. And I had such a hard time coming up with a list of my own because it was like we were going through a skid of where even our I mean my top guy was Wandy and I believe it was yours as well.
Yeah,
Wandy had like he was a little shaky there for a little bit,
yeah,
and of course and we have there was so many of our guys out of the pen who were on the IL. Like Efros was on the IL at the time. Um, and Abreu, he's still on the IL. And we have Steven Ridings, who we haven't even seen this year. I'm excited about him. But yeah, I mean, it was hard to see. So seeing this out of the bullpen from the Toronto series gives me a lot of hope. Um, and I really hope they can keep that up because that bullpen is the only thing that worries me right now.
yeah. Recently, definitely. but
Yeah.
I didn't like how some games the Yankees offense didn't show up. That's happened sometimes, not recently though.
Mhm.
But no, I would say for the most part for right now, that's kind of my concern as well. But
Yeah.
it, they look good. It was a great series, good
Mhm.
momentum going in. Do you have anything else from this series that we wanted to touch on?
Um,
I
Anthony
mean,
Rizzo got
yeah,
his first manager W. I thought that
yeah,
was pretty
that was
cool.
that was really cool.
Um,
I loved how he had him and Glaber had the watches on too, because Glaber
uh,
was the
he,
bench coach. They were,
they fit the whole like Aaron Boone persona
yeah.
so well. It was
I
so
saw
cool.
I saw Rizzo like doing like the way he was just standing on the dugout. It just looked exactly like Boone. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose or if, I guess that's what managers just do. I don't know, but
Yeah. Yeah, he had his, chin like,
yeah,
resting on his hand right up against the
but
fencing, and he was chewing the gum all game just like Aaron Boone, and he was hyping up the players as they were scoring. I I thought that was pretty cool to see.
he'd be a good manager.
Oh yeah,
I
for
say
sure.
we name him player manager for 2023. That'd be cool.
Sure, why not? Throw him out there. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
I mean, the lineup worked, but
I don't know how he pulled that off because when I saw that lineup come out, I had no hope. I thought this was like a game where they were like resting all the hungover players from the night before.
which they probably were.
Bader, I swear he seems like such a party animal. That dude was. I mean, he chugged like what, 4 beers
Yeah,
in that one video
that was
right
all.
after they clinched.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I thought for sure there'd be, our regulars rested. I didn't expect Judge to play.
yeah.
I
Um,
thought for sure they'd give him a night off. I
I
mean,
don't
that was at
think
least my personal
when I
feelings, but
saw some reporters tweeting that, I'm like, I don't think he would allow it. And if he did,
yeah.
you just can't. I don't think you can take away at bats because it's so close to the end of the season.
Mhm.
Once he hits 62, maybe, but I still don't think he's going to sit. If he hits
Yeah,
62,
and
sorry.
yeah, exactly. The thing with Judge is he is so locked in right now. And I really don't think you can get more locked in than what
Right.
he is. He's playing to his full potential. We've obviously seen that all season. Um, and if you sit him, you're risking knocking him out of that groove he's in. I mean, I was worried today because the Yankees had an off day. I
Yeah,
don't want Judge slowing down at all. I want him full gas all the way through until however far the Yankees make it in October. I want him playing every day.
right.
And I understand that you might want to give him a rest day here and there to be ready for the postseason, but at the same time, why? I mean,
Exactly.
what the dude is
If he
doing
doesn't
right
need it,
now.
if he's not hurt or like exhausted, there's no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, exactly. And at touching on what you said, I don't think Judge like doesn't want to play right now. Like he wants to be in that lineup every day.
Exactly.
So yeah. Um Heading into this Baltimore series, I'm feeling pretty good.
Me too. Baltimore's basically out, but they're not officially out yet. So maybe
Not officially, yeah. Yeah.
they're still maybe trying to make their final push, but very unlikely. But right now I'm kind of concerned about the Yankees don't really have anything to play for right now other than Judge. Judge getting the
Mm-hmm.
62. I could see a lot of guys coming in bullpen situations that we don't want to happen. Like Aroldis Chat if he doesn't get DFA'd. Chapman,
Yeah.
guys like that who have been struggling, put them in high leverage situations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could see things like that happening, but I still see them winning 2 out of 3.
I agree. I think exactly how you put it, I think that was perfect. Because if they're putting out lineups like they should be, wanting to win, whatever it is, there's no reason not to sweep, right?
Right.
At least that's in my book. Um, but I'm also gonna go with the 2 out of 3, just because I feel like they're gonna throw in those wonky lineups and as you said, and I love how you brought this up with the bullpen too, because I could see Chapman, Britton. I
Yeah,
could definitely see Britain getting some like, really tough spots just to get him bolstered up to pitch
basically
in
an
the
audition
postseason.
for the post, or it could be like basically an audition for those guys that are on the fence in the last couple spots, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think this bullpen is pretty much set. Except for Miguel Castro was the other one in AAA right now. When you throw him into the mix, you have Albert Abreu. In my opinion, keep him off the roster, but that's another conversation. But I think if there's talks going around the Yankees right now DFAing Chapman, right? So Chapman, Britton are coming off of, and I believe it's Chad Green as well. They're coming off of the books next year.
Right,
I mean, and these are guys who we locked up, and this was before the any team like spent almost nothing on their bullpen.
right.
We gave these guys huge deals. So, you know, do you cut ties with them even before the postseason? I mean, but at the same time, it's like I could see them choosing Britain over Chapman.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah, I think so. I think so. If any, I think they both leave. I don't think either of them are coming back.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I
Um,
100% agree.
but I think if anything, they're probably done with Chapman.
Yeah. I believe it was Heyman the other day who reported that the Yankees don't have any plans on bringing back Chapman. Now he didn't say anything about Green or Britton, but there's no way or no world that I see the Yankees wanting to bring back any of them. Maybe Chad Green on a very small contract, maybe 1 or 2 million, but Burton's gone. I do not see them signing him, and I don't. I Chapman is good as gone. It's do you DFA him and just give the roster spot to somebody else, like a Miguel Castro or a Albert Abreu, a guy like that? Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if you have no plans on bringing him back, and he can't control the zone right now, he has no command. His fastball is losing notches on it, and if you get a runner on with Chapman pitching, you're pretty much
Yeah.
screwed because he gets flabbered.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do in the postseason, but I just think even with some position players, I don't think that is complete yet. Guys
You're
like
right. Yeah.
Peraza definitely don't have a definite spot. Marwin,
Hmm.
I would say probably does, but not Bader, Castro, do they take him on for his speed? Maybe, maybe not. I think it's gonna be an audition these next seven
Hmm.
games, especially these next three too.
Yeah. I will say LeCastro looked really good in
Yeah,
game three. I believe
few hits.
yeah, he had a double and a single
Yeah,
in his first two ABs as well. That wasn't just like throughout the game scattered. No, he looked good. And I definitely Tim LeCastro is a guy who I like. He's a lock for me on the postseason roster, specifically because of his speed and how much Boone loves to use him.
right.
If you have Stanton getting on in extras, whatever it is, you're obviously going to pinch run him for a LeCastro. Um, and with Bader's speed right now, it's they could really benefit from that. But as you said, this postseason roster is not even near complete. You have guys like Matt Carpenter, DJ.
Yeah,
DJ is coming back tomorrow. He should be activated. Um, which I don't know what the corresponding move is going to be with that. Not entirely sure. But and it pains me to say, and I don't want to see it at all. I don't want to see Peraza get sent down.
probably is though.
That's what worries me, and
Is
it's so tough.
is what's his name still up? Hold on, I'll just check.
Mhm.
Florial's not still. Yeah, it's
I
probably
don't
gonna be.
believe.
He's not. Probably gonna be
See, but
Peraza.
now this is where the corresponding move could be a DFA of Chapman. That's kind
Oh,
of see,
yeah,
and that's why I'm kind of like, wait, I'm really interested to see what that corresponding move is going to be with DJ getting activated.
yeah,
Um, but also along with DJ, you have I don't believe he's going to be ready for the rest of the season at all. Benintendi.
Oh yeah.
Um, I kind of think that that rental, I think that's all it really was, and I think it's kind of solidified that he's not coming back.
Right.
You have Oswaldo Cabrera. Why do you need him?
Right.
Matt Carpenter. He still has yet. Actually, he should be activated like in the Texas series.
Yeah.
I heard,
Yeah. I
which is
saw
going to
that too.
be it's going to be so exciting. I
That's
I want I want Matt Carpenter back on this team.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's been way too long,
it
but
has been.
we'll see about that tomorrow. Um, predictions for the series? Any player? Okay. No, yeah. Any player predictions? Anything that you want to put out there?
Um, I say it every time. Obviously, Judge. I think he's going to hit the big number this series coming up at home. I think now that he got that, monkey off his back, now he can settle down, work on the game and do what he does. And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm
Does he only
going to
get
say,
one?
oh man, see, that's so tough to say because it's like we've been wanting 61 for so long now, and he finally got it. I'm gonna go the safe route and say that he hits one home run this
Okay.
series, and it's gonna be tomorrow. I think
I don't hate that.
the Yankees are sending Domingo Herman on the mound against Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles has not had a great season by any means. Um, so I don't know. I think tomorrow's the day. But safe pick Oswaldo Cabrera.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's been doing good, better too this
Hmm.
series.
Yeah.
Um, do I go? Do I go crazy? I'll say he hits three
Oh wow.
this
Okay.
series. He's gonna hit three
All
this
right.
series, and his first one's going to be tomorrow night as well. I agree with you.
I yeah. I love that prediction. And I hope you prove me wrong on this. It's just yeah, it's so hard to tell right now because we waited so long for 61. Does he just completely go off now that it's off his back and then just, I don't know, Barry Bonds maybe, but
I don't know.
yeah,
That would
but
be awesome. But and then
yeah.
player, yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know who's gonna even play. I could see IKF kind of making if he plays like two out of the three. I don't know how much time
I
they're gonna
like
give
that.
Peraza, but I think he's
Mhm.
gonna be like a I'm still here, like I'm gonna start in the postseason whether you like it or not type of
Yeah.
series.
And that's literally what we want out of him. We
Yeah,
want him to shut us up. We
yeah,
want him to stop, just shut us up, man. Show us what you got.
exactly. All right. I think that's. You have anything else?
um, I think maybe we're sending Nestor Cortez to the mountain game too against Austin Both. And then we
Okay.
have yeah, Luis Severino game 3 going up against Kyle Bradish. So those are the pitching matchups
That should
for this
just be a
series.
sweep. Just
Yeah,
sweep them. Come on. I don't
it
care who we
should
put
be.
out there.
Yeah. And I do believe Roger Maris's sons are going to be back in New York.
Of course.
So I think that's going to be I, I love it. I do. I love seeing them. So it's cool, but I'm sure they're tired of it, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
Like, um, they don't want to see Judge break Roger Maris's record.
Yeah.
They're like, why do I
It
have to come here and witness this? But at
like
least they're getting free tickets to go there.
oh, I know. And the seats that they're getting, come
Yeah,
on.
I know it's ridiculous.
I think watching the video of Roger's son as well as um Aaron's mom, I thought it was like a bittersweet moment for him. I think he kind of like expected something along the way to, come to fruition, but I think it was just like very bittersweet for him. I I think parts of him were happy, but like obviously I would not be happy
No,
completely if
my
my
dad's
dad's
60.
record was, being broken after 61 years.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a covenant record, and for it to be broken, and it being so close to home for Roger, it's got to be. it's got to be tough to watch it, you know.
Yeah.
But hey,
Uh,
records are made to be broken, right?
exactly, exactly. And hopefully they get broken this weekend in front of Yankee fans. And I think that's it. Judge, make it happen.
Yeah,
And we'll
yeah,
see you guys after the Baltimore series. Peace.
yeah. See ya.